Welcome back, my friends. Let me ask you something simple but important. Have you ever stopped to wonder if the very fruits you've been told your whole life are healthy might now be silently working against you? It sounds impossible, right? After all, fruits are supposed to be nature's candy, rich in vitamins, full of antioxidants, and the very symbol of wellness. But here's the truth no one warns us about. Not all fruits stay healthy as we age. In fact, some of them might be quietly weakening your legs, spiking your blood sugar, inflaming your joints, and draining your energy day by day, without you even realizing it. See, after the age of 60, our bodies change. Our metabolism slows, our digestion gets more sensitive, and the fruits that once fueled us with energy now have the potential to do harm if we're not careful. But don't worry, I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to help you take back control. In today's video, I'll reveal the 4 fruits seniors should never eat, and more importantly, the 4 fruits your body actually craves as you get older. These are the fruits that support your heart, protect your bones, reduce inflammation, and keep your mind sharp and your legs strong. If you're serious about aging with strength, clarity, and independence, you can't afford to miss this. So if you're ready, grab your cup of tea or coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into the small decisions that could change the way you age, one bite at a time. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to It's Better Health and hit the bell, so you never miss another life-changing health tip designed just for you. Fruit number 1, grapefruit, the beautiful fruit that could be silently harming you. It looks innocent, bright, juicy, even refreshing. Grapefruit has earned a spot on countless breakfast tables across America, praised for being heart-healthy, low-calorie, and packed with vitamin C. But for adults over 60, this fruit may be quietly doing more harm than good. In fact, grapefruit can be dangerous, even deadly, if you're on certain medications. Let me explain why. Inside this pretty pink citrus lies a powerful compound that blocks a crucial liver enzyme called CYP3A4. This enzyme is responsible for breaking down many common medications, including statins for cholesterol, calcium channel blockers for blood pressure, anti-anxiety meds, and even blood thinners. So what happens when grapefruit blocks this enzyme? The drugs don't get broken down properly. They build up in your bloodstream, quietly rising to unsafe, even toxic, levels. It's like flooding a sink and forgetting to turn off the faucet. The consequences? They're real, and they're serious. Muscle damage from statins. Dangerously low blood pressure from heart meds. Internal bleeding from blood thinners. Oversedation from anxiety medications. And the worst part? Most seniors never realize it. They enjoy half a grapefruit with breakfast, take their morning pills an hour later, and never connect the dots until they're suddenly rushed to the ER. Some don't live to find out why. According to a review published in the Canadian Medical Association journal, grapefruit interactions affect over 85 medications, and at least 43 of those interactions can lead to severe side effects, especially among the elderly. And yet, this remains one of the most overlooked health hazards on senior dining tables today. This isn't fear-mongering, it's wisdom. Grapefruit isn't evil. But for seniors, especially the 70% who rely on daily medications, this fruit simply isn't worth the risk. If you're unsure whether your prescriptions interact with grapefruit, speak to your doctor or pharmacist. You might be surprised how common this issue is and how easily it can be avoided. And here's the irony. The very fruit you believe is helping your heart might be the one that's threatening it. So the next time you see that beautiful pink fruit in the produce aisle, pause for a moment. Because sometimes the things that look healthiest on the outside are quietly working against us on the inside. Let's now move on to fruit number 2, which might look innocent, but could be silently stirring up inflammation and sugar spikes in your joints and bloodstream. Are you ready? Let's continue. Fruit number 2. Cherries. Sweet, nostalgic, and surprisingly harmful. They're small. They're sweet. And for many of us, they hold memories of summer picnics, homemade pies, or those first warm days of July when fresh cherries appear at the market. Cherries feel innocent, comforting, even. But what if I told you they may be quietly hurting you? Especially if you're over 60. Let's start with the sugar. Just 1 cup of sweet cherries contains nearly 20 grams of natural sugar. That's more than what you'd find in a glazed donut. Now, for younger people with efficient metabolism and stable insulin response, that might not be an issue. But for seniors, it's a different story. As we age, our insulin sensitivity declines. Our ability to process sugar slows down. And if you're living with type 2 diabetes, prediabetes, or even undiagnosed insulin resistance, those cherries could spike your blood sugar faster than you think. What does that mean in real life? Sudden fatigue, brain fog, dizziness, long-term damage to kidneys, eyes, and nerves. But that's not the only problem. Cherries are also acidic, especially when concentrated in forms like juice, dried cherries, or syrups. For older adults battling arthritis, inflammation, or joint pain, this acidity can act like gasoline on a fire. You might think you're eating something that will soothe your body, but instead, it fuels inflammation in your knees, ankles, and hips, the very areas you're trying to protect. Think about it. That morning walk ruined by an aching knee. That spike in blood sugar that leaves you dizzy mid-afternoon. That restless night from swelling in your feet. All possibly connected to a bowl of cherries eaten with good intentions. And here's what's especially dangerous. Cherries are so easy to overeat. They're bite-sized, delicious, tempting. But just a few extra handfuls, and you've overloaded your body with excess sugar, acidity, and a painful aftermath. It's heartbreaking because cherries seem like a healthy treat. But as we age, even sweetness must be met with wisdom. Of course, cherries do contain antioxidants. That's true. But for seniors dealing with blood sugar instability or chronic inflammation, the risks can far outweigh the rewards, especially when eaten regularly or in concentrated form. So should you avoid cherries forever? Not necessarily. But eat them in moderation. Avoid cherry juice, syrups, and dried varieties. And most importantly, listen to your body. If you notice aches, stiffness, or blood sugar spikes after eating cherries, it may be time to rethink that habit. Because just like grapefruit, these sweet little fruits can carry a bitter consequence, especially when your body isn't as resilient as it once was. Let's now move on to fruit number 3, a fruit almost everyone believes is good for muscle cramps and energy, but may quietly be building up in your body in ways you never expected. Fruit number 3, bananas. Too much potassium can quietly harm you. For most of our lives, bananas have been the poster child of health. They're easy to eat, rich in potassium, and often touted as the go-to fruit for preventing cramps and boosting energy. And for younger bodies, that reputation holds true. But as we age, the way our bodies process nutrients begins to shift, and what was once beneficial can quietly turn into a threat. You see, bananas are packed with potassium, around 422 milligrams in a medium-sized fruit. While potassium is essential for heart function, muscle contractions, and maintaining healthy nerve signals, it becomes a double-edged sword for seniors. Why? Because as we grow older, our kidneys begin to slow down. These vital organs, which once efficiently filtered excess potassium out of the bloodstream, now struggle to keep up. And when you're over 65, especially if you're managing conditions like heart disease, diabetes, or kidney problems, this becomes critical. Excess potassium in the bloodstream, a condition known as hyperkalemia, can silently build over time. The scary part? Most people don't notice the early signs. Your heart might flutter unexpectedly. You might feel weak, confused, or experience muscle fatigue and heaviness in your legs. You may even sense something just feels off, but you brush it aside, thinking it's just part of getting older. But by the time hyperkalemia symptoms fully set in, nausea, muscle paralysis, slowed heartbeat, or even cardiac arrest, the damage has already begun. And here's where it gets even more serious. Certain medications commonly prescribed to seniors can make this worse. ACE inhibitors, like lisinopril, ARBs, such as losartan, potassium-sparing diuretics, like spironolactone, and NSAIDs can all reduce your body's ability to eliminate potassium. Combine these with a few bananas each week, and you've unknowingly created the perfect storm inside your body. It doesn't take a banana a day to tip the balance. Just a few across the week, stacked on top of medications or reduced kidney function, can quietly push potassium levels to unsafe highs. A 2020 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society showed that over 10% of emergency room visits among seniors were linked to elevated potassium levels. And the most common culprit? Overconsumption of high potassium foods, including bananas, coupled with compromised kidney function. The tragedy? Most seniors never suspect the banana. It feels too wholesome, too simple to be dangerous. But that's exactly what makes it so deceptive. So what should you do? You don't need to cut bananas out entirely, but you do need to eat them with mindfulness. If you're on potassium-affecting medications, talk to your doctor. If you have chronic kidney disease or heart conditions, get your potassium levels checked regularly. And instead of having a whole banana in one sitting, try slicing half onto a bowl of oats or blending a quarter into a smoothie with spinach and unsweetened almond milk. You can also swap in lower potassium fruits like apples, blueberries, or grapes. These still give you flavor and nutrients, without the same risk. Because sometimes the danger isn't in the foods we fear. It's in the ones we trust a little too much. And bananas, though rich in benefits for some, may quietly become a burden for others, especially when our bodies aren't able to keep up the way they used to. Let this be a reminder that what's right for a 25-year-old body is not always right for a 75-year-old one. And if a fruit this common can pose this much risk, what might be lurking in the next fruit bowl? Let's take a look at fruit number 4, the one that's been marketed as a snack but is really a concentrated trap. Fruit number 4, dried fruits, the hidden sugar bomb that silently damages senior health. They sit quietly in little zip-top bags. You see them in doctors' offices, trail mixes, even health food aisles. Raisins, dried apricots, cranberries, dates, all dressed up as a convenient, guilt-free snack. But here's the truth most seniors never hear. Dried fruits are not the innocent health food they seem to be. In fact, for adults over 60, they may be among the most deceptive and damaging fruits you can eat. Let's break it down. When fruit is dried, its water content is removed, but its natural sugars remain, now concentrated into a much smaller package. This means that just a handful of raisins contains the sugar of an entire bunch of grapes. And that sweet bite, it hits your system fast. Here's the problem. As we age, insulin sensitivity decreases. The body becomes less efficient at managing blood sugar spikes. When a senior eats a small serving of dried fruit, the effect on blood glucose can be dramatic. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition and Aging found that even a quarter cup of sweetened dried cranberries raised post-meal blood glucose by 40% more in older adults than in younger control groups. That spike leads to a cascade of issues. Energy crashes, fatigue, mood swings, and, over time, increased insulin resistance and chronic inflammation. But that's not all. Most commercially available dried fruits are coated with additional sugar or fruit juice concentrate to enhance their flavor. Others are treated with sulfites, a preservative that can trigger gut inflammation, asthma, or migraines, especially in older adults with sensitive digestion or respiratory issues. What's worse, dried fruit lacks the water and fiber that fresh fruit contains, both of which help slow down sugar absorption and promote satiety. Without them, your body is hit hard and fast with a sugar rush, then left in a depleted state soon after. Let's take raisins as an example. One small 1.5-ounce box contains over 25 grams of sugar, less than 1 gram of fiber, and nearly zero hydration. That's equivalent to drinking a small glass of soda, but under the guise of a healthy snack. And the long-term price? For seniors living with diabetes, prediabetes, or cardiovascular issues, regular consumption of dried fruits can worsen glycemic control, trigger chronic inflammation, increase blood pressure, and raise triglycerides, which are linked to heart disease and stroke. Even if you're relatively healthy, the high glycemic load of dried fruits can leave you feeling sluggish, bloated, and unstable, especially when eaten between meals without protein or fiber to slow absorption. But perhaps the most dangerous part is this: they feel safe. They've been normalized as healthy food. They're handed out in hospitals, packed in lunchboxes, and recommended in energy-boosting diet plans. This false sense of security leads many older adults to overconsume them, thinking, "It's fruit. How bad can it be?" But in truth, dried fruits for seniors can become a silent aggravator of arthritis and joint pain due to increased inflammation, a trigger for insomnia due to late-night blood sugar swings, and even a contributor to unwanted weight gain, which further burdens joints and cardiovascular health. So what should you do? Minimize dried fruit consumption, especially sweetened or sulfur-treated varieties. Always check labels for added sugars or preservatives. Pair small amounts with protein or healthy fat, like almonds or plain Greek yogurt, to reduce the glucose impact. And whenever possible, opt for fresh fruit instead. Fresh grapes give you the hydration, fiber, and slow sugar release that dried ones cannot. A sliced apple, a few berries, or even a fresh pear will support your health without overwhelming your system. Remember, in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, the goal is not just to eat what tastes good, but what supports the systems your body now depends on more than ever. And if this simple snack can sneak past your defenses, what other healthy choices might be quietly working against you? Let's keep going, because what comes next is even more important: the fruits that your body desperately needs to heal, protect, and thrive. Now take a breath. Because after walking through the quiet threats hiding in your fruit bowl, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, even a little betrayed. The fruits we trusted, the ones we grew up with, the ones we believed were keeping us healthy, may now be working silently against us. But here's the good news. Not all fruit is harmful. In fact, some are absolute medicine. Nature, in her wisdom, doesn't just give us problems. She gives us solutions, powerful, healing fruits that support your memory, strengthen your bones, protect your heart, and calm the inflammation that steals your mobility. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find superfoods. They're simple, familiar, and already waiting on grocery shelves, ready to be your daily allies. So, if you've ever wondered, what should I eat to stay strong, mobile, and independent after 60? The answer is coming. Let's now shift the focus from risk to restoration. Here are the 4 fruits you absolutely must eat every single week to protect your body, fuel your longevity, and support a life of movement, clarity, and peace. Let's begin with the one that may be small, but quietly defends the most important organ you have, your brain. Number 1. Blueberries, the brain protector. There's something almost magical about blueberries. They don't boast with vibrant size or overwhelming sweetness. They sit quietly in your bowl, modest, small, and humble. Yet within these tiny blue pearls lies one of the most powerful tools for brain protection, especially as we age. For those of us over 60, memory often becomes a concern. You might notice names slipping your mind, thoughts feeling foggy, or even moments where you walk into a room and forget why you came. While these experiences can feel frustrating, they're not inevitable. And this is where blueberries step in as your silent guardian. Blueberries are loaded with anthocyanins, a group of antioxidants that not only give them their rich blue color, but also have a rare and crucial ability. They cross the blood-brain barrier. That means they can reach your brain directly, reduce inflammation, and protect your brain cells from oxidative stress, the hidden force behind age-related memory loss and cognitive decline. Multiple studies, including research published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, have found that regular blueberry consumption is linked to improved memory, faster mental processing, and even a lower risk of Alzheimer's disease. A 2016 study by the University of Cincinnati showed that older adults who consumed blueberry powder daily had significant improvements in brain function and recall compared to those who didn't. But the brain benefits are only the beginning. Blueberries also help regulate blood sugar and blood pressure, making them ideal for seniors managing diabetes or cardiovascular issues. Their low glycemic load ensures that you get sweet satisfaction without blood sugar spikes, something dried fruits or overly ripe bananas can't promise. And let's not forget their role in improving circulation, which keeps oxygen and nutrients flowing to your muscles and organs, especially your heart and legs. And perhaps what makes blueberries most extraordinary is how easily they fit into your life. Add them to oatmeal in the morning. Blend them into a smoothie with yogurt and greens. Eat them fresh as an afternoon snack. Or sprinkle them on a spinach salad for a touch of color and an antioxidant boost. Half a cup a day is all it takes. Just a few small berries to protect the very center of your being, your mind. Because at this stage of life, preserving memory means preserving independence. It means remembering your grandchild's laugh, the stories your partner once told, the lessons life has etched into your soul. Blueberries give you the power to hold on to that clarity, that history, and that presence. And if this unassuming little berry can do all that for your brain, imagine what happens when you pair it with the next fruit, one that gently shields your heart with every bite. Are you ready for fruit number 2? Number 2. Apples, the heart-healthy fiber hero. There's a quiet truth hidden in the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Simple? Yes. But behind that simplicity lies a powerful ally for anyone over the age of 60. An ally for your heart, your digestion, and your long-term stability. You see, aging changes everything. Your circulatory system becomes more delicate, your digestive system slows down, and maintaining healthy cholesterol levels becomes a daily battle. But apples, especially when eaten with the skin, offer a unique type of fiber called pectin, which has been scientifically proven to bind with cholesterol in the digestive tract and help flush it out before it enters the bloodstream. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed apples regularly saw significant reductions in LDL, bad cholesterol, a major risk factor for heart disease, stroke, and poor circulation in the legs. For seniors managing high blood pressure or cardiovascular conditions, this is more than helpful. It's life-saving. But that's not all. Apples are also low in calories and low in sugar, making them one of the few fruits that truly support blood sugar control, an essential factor for seniors living with diabetes, insulin resistance, or fluctuating energy levels. Unlike bananas or grapes, apples won't cause dramatic blood sugar spikes that leave you feeling weak, foggy, or unsteady. Their high fiber content also supports digestion, which is something we often overlook as we age. Constipation becomes more common. Medications may disrupt regularity. And when the gut is sluggish, the whole body suffers. Apples gently nudge things back into balance. Naturally, gently, and consistently. But perhaps the most overlooked benefit of apples lies in their antioxidant compounds, especially quercetin and flavonoids found in the skin. These plant-based warriors fight chronic inflammation, the silent enemy that contributes to heart disease, joint pain, memory decline, and more. One study in Nutrients Journal showed that regular apple intake was linked to lower levels of C-reactive protein, CRP, a key marker of systemic inflammation. That's not just protection for your heart. That's protection for your whole body, your knees, your hips, even your brain. And let's not forget what apples represent emotionally. They remind us of family traditions, fall harvests, school lunches, and home-cooked pies. They are comforting, familiar, and unpretentious. In a world full of exotic superfruits and overpriced powders, the apple is humble but powerful, a reminder that sometimes the most effective health choices are also the simplest. So how should you eat them? Easy. Have an apple in the morning with your breakfast. Slice one up in the afternoon instead of grabbing cookies. Pair it with a tablespoon of peanut butter for a balanced, heart-smart snack. Even better, keep the skin on. That's where most of the fiber and antioxidants are hiding. And one more thing, apples don't need to be trendy to be valuable. They don't need to be Instagrammed or juiced or turned into supplements. They just need to be eaten regularly, with intention and with gratitude. Because when you eat an apple, you're not just snacking, you're protecting your heart, balancing your sugar, aiding your digestion, and quietly investing in your health. And if this simple, sweet fruit can do so much for your heart, wait until you see what happens when we introduce a fruit that works deep inside your body, nourishing your bones, calming your joints, and lifting your energy one bite at a time. Shall we move on to fruit number 3? Number 3, avocados, the healthy fat that nourishes your body. Avocados, they're not flashy. They don't shout with bright colors or sugary sweetness. But for those of us over 60, this creamy green fruit could be the most underrated weapon in your fight for long-lasting strength, balance, and vitality. You see, aging brings quiet changes. Joints stiffen, bones become more fragile, the heart works a little harder, and our nervous system doesn't fire with the same clarity it once did. But inside each smooth, ripe avocado is a powerhouse of nutrition perfectly suited to support your aging body from the inside out. Let's start with heart health, because nothing else works well without it. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the type of fat your heart loves. Unlike saturated fats found in fried foods or processed snacks, these healthy fats help lower bad LDL cholesterol, increase good HDL cholesterol, and reduce blood pressure. That's not a theory. It's been proven in multiple studies, including one published in the Journal of the American Heart Association. And with lower blood pressure and better cholesterol control comes better circulation, not just in the heart, but all the way down to your legs and feet. That means more oxygen, better blood flow, and less fatigue in your lower limbs, which can help you stay on your feet longer and move more confidently. But that's only the beginning. Avocados are also rich in vitamin K, a nutrient essential for bone health and fracture prevention. Seniors with low vitamin K levels are at significantly higher risk for osteoporosis and hip fractures. In fact, one large study in Osteoporosis International found that older adults who consumed more vitamin K had stronger bones and fewer breaks. Why does this matter? Because a single fall can change everything. One misstep, one fracture, and suddenly, independence is lost. That's why every bite of avocado is an act of prevention, a gift to your bones, and to your future freedom. Now let's talk about inflammation, the invisible fire that eats away at our joints, our nerves, and even our mood. Avocados are packed with antioxidants, particularly lutein and zeaxanthin, which help calm inflammation in the body. Whether it's arthritis, joint stiffness, or swelling in the knees, these compounds act like tiny firefighters, cooling the heat and helping your joints move more smoothly. Even more impressive, avocados also support brain health. Their healthy fats nourish the brain's delicate structure, improving memory, focus, and even mood. They've been linked to better cognitive performance in aging adults, according to a study from the Journal of Nutritional Neuroscience. Add in the potassium and folate found in this fruit, and you get additional support for nerve function, muscle contraction, and reduced stroke risk. Now here's something you'll love. Avocados are flexible. Mash them on whole grain toast. Slice them into a fresh salad. Blend them into a smoothie. Or simply eat a few spoonfuls with lemon and sea salt. They're easy to prepare, gentle on digestion, and make a satisfying, satiating addition to any meal, without spiking your blood sugar. And perhaps most importantly, avocados offer seniors a rare gift, richness without regret. At a time when so many foods are taken away, too sweet, too salty, too greasy, this fruit stands firm and says, "I'm here to help, not to harm." So if you're over 60 and looking for one fruit to add to your weekly routine that supports your bones, brain, heart, joints, and digestion, this is it. You don't need to chase trends or buy exotic superfruits. You just need to reach for a simple, green, creamy fruit that's been helping people age with strength and grace for generations. And if avocado nourishes your body so deeply, just wait until you meet a fruit that soothes your stomach, supports your immune system, and brings inflammation to its knees with every golden bite. Ready for fruit number 4? Number 4. Papaya, the digestive and anti-inflammatory miracle. Sometimes, the most powerful healing doesn't come from a prescription or a supplement. It comes from something simple. Something soft, golden, and sweet. Something like papaya. Papaya may not always be the star of the fruit bowl, but for seniors, it could be one of the most important fruits for comfort, digestion, and long-term health. Let's start where many of us feel the effects of age most clearly, the digestive system. As we grow older, digestion can become sluggish. The meals that once sat lightly now bring on bloating, discomfort, and acid reflux. And for those of us managing medications, digestive sensitivity can feel like a daily struggle. But papaya offers a solution straight from nature. It contains a powerful natural enzyme called papain, a compound that helps the body break down proteins more efficiently, easing the burden on the stomach and intestines. Papain acts like a gentle helper for your gut, reducing bloating, gas, and digestive upset, making it easier for your body to absorb nutrients and feel light after meals. For seniors with slower metabolism, poor appetite, or digestive distress, just a few slices of ripe papaya a day can bring noticeable relief. It's no exaggeration to call it a digestive miracle. But digestion isn't the only benefit papaya delivers. It's also a potent anti-inflammatory fruit, and inflammation is the hidden enemy behind so many age-related issues, from joint pain to heart disease to immune decline. Papaya is loaded with vitamin C, vitamin A, and vitamin E, a trio of antioxidants that fight oxidative stress and reduce chronic inflammation throughout the body. These nutrients don't just support your immune system. They go to work inside your joints, in your arteries, and around your tissues, calming the fire that silently erodes your energy and mobility. If you struggle with joint stiffness, arthritis, or waking up with tightness in your knees or hands, papaya may offer gentle, lasting relief. And unlike many anti-inflammatory medications, it won't upset your stomach or interfere with your prescriptions. There's more. Papaya is rich in beta-carotene, a nutrient that supports vision health, especially important for preventing macular degeneration as we age. It also contains folate and potassium, helping to regulate blood pressure, boost circulation, and protect cardiovascular health. And let's not forget, it's delicious. The texture is soft. The flavor is subtly sweet. And best of all, it requires no cooking, no prep, no hassle. Just slice it, scoop it, and enjoy. It's an ideal fruit for seniors who want nourishment without complication, healing without bitterness. Unlike processed snacks or overly sweet fruits, papaya offers gentle sweetness and deep support for the systems that need it most. So, if you're over 60 and want to ease digestion, reduce inflammation, strengthen immunity, and nourish your body in a way that feels like self-care, papaya belongs in your kitchen. Because sometimes, the best medicine really does come wrapped in nature's own skin. And now that we've explored the 4 fruits you must eat after 60 to support your heart, brain, bones, and digestion, there's one final message you need to hear. A message that ties everything together into a simple truth. Are you ready to discover how to turn these small fruit choices into a lifestyle that protects your health one bite at a time? Let's move on to the final section. Final thoughts, one bite at a time. As we journey through the later seasons of life, a quiet truth begins to reveal itself. Our health is no longer something we can afford to take for granted. The fruits we grew up with, the ones we ate without thinking, celebrated with family, reached for in habit, now require a different kind of attention. Because with every passing year, our bodies speak more softly, but with more urgency. Every bite either heals or hurts. Every choice either lifts us up or slowly weighs us down. But here's the hope. It's never too late to choose differently. You don't need to make dramatic changes. You don't need to give up everything you love. You simply need to look a little closer at what you're putting into your body and ask yourself, is this helping me thrive or just helping me survive? Replacing grapefruit with blueberries, dried fruit with papaya, bananas with avocado, these are not acts of restriction. They are acts of self-respect. You've carried your body through decades of work, love, loss, and life. Now is the time to care for it with gentleness, wisdom, and intention. Every small choice, a slice of apple, a bowl of berries, a spoonful of avocado, is a message to your future self. I still care. I still choose strength. I still choose life. So whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, remember this. Your health is not behind you. It is here. It is now. And it begins with the next bite. If this message resonated with you, even just a little, take a moment to leave a comment below with 1 so we know you're walking this journey with us. If you have ideas or feedback, type 0. We're here to listen. And most importantly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to It's Better Health so you never miss another video that could make a real difference in your life. Because you deserve to age with clarity, strength, and joy, one mindful choice at a time.